Yeah, all the plastering, interior and exterior. These walls are smooth. Wow, and they still have a lot of that to do. Like if you look at this windowsill, plastered, sanded, interior walls the same, all plastered and smoothed out. Yeah, that's very nice, very nice. Gets plastered and then they have the sanding machines. So every wall, no imperfections. And I see that they finished. Excuse me, I was digging holes to plant trees already. So they finished the top and interior part of this wall, which I'm very happy about. So it's a nice finished look. Okay, Mr. and Mrs. Tree are in. Oh, somebody left part of their pant. Here.
Cái lớp này là mấy lớp rồi, mấy tới màu sao còn? Có tới màu thiệt á. Đây 3 lần đó hả? Lần này là màu vàng nè, bây giờ thứ hai đấy, 3 đâu.
This plastering and smoothing. And then they'll eventually top coat this walkway and they'll use a grinder to smooth out the edges. Here come the leader to bring a couple buckets of water for the trees. If you want to live forever, get a young trad wife and build a home. Make sure you're doing something of a little bit of an activity every day and move to a stress-free environment, which means you're moving out of America. And you're moving into an area where I can't even talk to these folks because I don't speak their language. My wife speaks English. I love talking to her. Occasionally I run into people out here that speak English, Vietnamese. Excuse me. I will, on a rare occasion, converse with a foreigner, but that's like by happenstance. To give you an example, we were getting a banh mi a couple months ago, and a foreigner, older foreigner dude pulled up to get himself a banh mi. And he struck up a conversation with me. And we spoke for about 15 minutes. Not about anything in particular. I will do that. Once I move out here, that's over. Well, not over. I'll still go and visit Hoi An occasionally. And Da Nang, because her parents live there. But I'll be spending the majority of my time out here sitting on that patio I keep blabbering about and going down, right down here in that stand of trees, fishing probably almost every day. Reading books. My wife and I were saying we're going to take up painting, which is a great idea. And we did some beautiful paint by number sets that are really look great. And they've come a long way since I was young. And so we have 3 beautiful paintings that will hang around the house, but we'll get ourselves some painting materials and start doing our own painting. I did it once before a long time ago, made a stab at it unsuccessfully, watercolor painting. I'd like to get back into that, but just sit out here and just enjoy the beautiful mountain views. Now, this will be our duck down here. This is going to be our dining room. We'll have a giant set of table and chairs here. Living room, sofa, TV on that wall. Kitchen, yeah.
They remove something out there.
Okay, I'm gonna come out in a second. And we're going to make sure we have an area here. We might have a small counter. Now we're supposed to build in a cabinet counter with 2 side-by-side glass cases. Yeah, we still might do that, but look at this. This will be our palette. So my wife had a great idea. Would you stand out here and do some landscape painting? Anyways, there's so much potential to being out here. Nothing, and I mean nothing, can beat the number 2 reasons that I'm out here. One is, I mean, look at it. Aside from our home build construction noise, there is no noise out here, which is just, for Vietnam, it's like, it's a luxury, one that I will appreciate very greatly. Number 2 reason, and if you don't like it, I apologize, but too fucking bad. No Westerners. No Westerners, just Vietnamese, local Vietnamese people. They've got some, I'm down here, I'm not up on the patio, but they've got some really nice cloud formations forming at the top of the mountains here. These 2 in particular. I could sit out on the patio up on the 2nd level with a book, get a lounge chair, take a break occasionally, and just maybe with a pair of binoculars. Of course, I shouldn't say maybe, gonna get a super pair of like some fucking ridiculous super binoculars that you can put on a tripod. The giant kind for stargazing at night. But look out at the mountains, either through them or not through them, and then eventually sitting in my Adirondack chair or what have you up on the 2nd level where it's peaceful and quiet. Nap time. It's just going to be so fucking awesome. So if you want to live a long life, keep yourself busy, keep your shit together, and don't think about, oh, geez, man, I don't know, I could go any day. And that's, although that is true, I think I'm going to stick around a little longer to enjoy all this. So if you want to live a long life, pretend that you're going to live a long life. Get away from the noise a little bit. Yeah, act like you're gonna live forever. That's our water tank, which is gonna go up on top of the roof, which will provide a secondary source of water. Clean water, clean, fresh water. And I'll tell you what, I honestly don't know. 250 gallons, I don't know what that thing holds. It lasts forever, though, before you have to refill it. But yeah, get yourself out into an environment that provides peace and tranquility. Visually, also, that visual view, quiet atmosphere, natural surroundings. Keep yourself busy. Got a lot of gardening to do in the future. A lot of landscaping together with my wife. Beautiful. We'll put a bench, a couple benches out here on the path, and have back in this area, maybe we'll have some vegetables and some mixed in with some flowers and some fruit trees, and just sit back here, and we'll eventually erect a shade cover for the garden. Very simple. bamboo poles, tall bamboo poles, and then they have a thick mesh plastic garden cloth, very wide, very long, that you just throw over the top to provide shade. Whether we'll do anything more elaborate than that, I'm not sure. But it's like, because of the large piece of land, it's like living in a park. I guess if you were to look out here everywhere too, you would say, wow, it's like living in a park. The true genius of this plot of land that we were able to discover is, as I've blabbed on and on about as well, there will never be any more homes built out here. We are the last house at the end of the road. This road extends down to the graveyard there. They get occasional visitors. Wait a minute. I don't know if you caught that bird flying by. Bicycle, motorbikes to get out to the rice fields out here. It turns into a narrow dirt path back behind the graveyard to get around on a motorbike or a bicycle or by foot. That's it. There's a main road way to hell out here somewhere, blah, blah, blah. Some jagoff, of course, there's always one in every crowd, said, oh, you're living in a floodplain. Now, Central Vietnam weather, rainy season weather, etc., there hasn't been a flood, as far as the eye can see here, in a couple of decades. The least of my worries is flooding. Heavy, heavy, heavy. You'd have to have a 100-year storm. Forget about it. But the old grandmothers are taking a break in the shade, checking out the build, because our house is a little bit larger and has a little bit more design style than your common Vietnamese home. So I think they're a little finding it interesting. Let's just put it that way. That's my take on living a long life. And out here, you emulate the Vietnamese people, hardworking, out in these rice fields, bending over, pulling weeds. The amount of work that these farmers do, the strength that they possess from it, from doing it all their lives, is remarkable. The women and the men can come out here and work all freaking day, every day, bending and squatting and turning, and it's just amazing. Their diet, everything in combination, makes for a very long life. I have, and once I get out here, even more so, will emulate the Vietnamese, the Asian people. There's a reason they live so long. Like, very quickly, I'll tell you, at least, a couple of times a week while I'm in Hoi An, I will take my bicycle or my e-bike, mid-morning usually, drive out to the beach and get some swims in. The Vietnamese people that live near the ocean do it every day, but they get up at 4 o'clock in the morning to go get their swims in and enjoy themselves from 4 a.m. to about 6:30. Then you'll see them from Da Nang Beach or around the beaches in Hoi An. You'll see them dripping, walking back to their homes, right from the beach to the house with their flip-flops and their swimwear. Maybe a towel wrapped around them. Get your morning exercise swim in, get that visual view of the ocean, get that salt water, which detoxifies you, get in that ocean, get your swims in, or like out here, come out here, work hard. I already told grandmother and my older neighbor here, who owns the rice field from there all the way to here, that he will have an additional worker soon and that I work for free. So I'm going to be out here helping them do what they got to do, become part of the community. that also encapsulates you into a long life. That's my story. That's my philosophy. And it's been working so far because I'm going to turn 65 very soon. And I'll tell you, I feel 30. I'm still rocking, man. And with God's blessing, I'll be here for a long time yet to come. Because I love life. I'm a hard person. I'm not a softie, but I do love life. But I do it in an interior fashion. I can be very kind and charming when I want to be, but I drink this. I breathe this all in on a deeply personal level, and it's worked very well for me throughout my life.